Okay, they just here for years, it's the Mizzle show. Always checking in, cause you know we love sports. Hey, they just hit 100 subs, it's time to get some out. Hey, yeah, just two brothers, yeah, y'all. Come tune in, they got guests, they got others, yeah, y'all. Come sit and chat, they got talks like no others, yeah, y'all. Cause it's a family up in here, we love each other, yeah, y'all. Let's see what they say tonight, yeah. It's the Mizzle show, yeah, the Mizzle show, yeah, Mizzle show, yeah, the Mizzle show. It's the Mizzle show, yeah, the Mizzle show, yeah, Mizzle show, yeah, the Mizzle show.
And as always, our special thanks to the super dope beatmaker for making the theme song to our show. So, welcome to this Open Forum 257th edition. Damn,
200,
almost at 260. Good grief.
Yeah, kicking ass. Taking names later.
Yeah. Well, he's Mizzle. I'm Dub. And Open Forum 257. Talk about a little bit of everything. Keep you up on the baseball playoffs and, of course, preview tomorrow's night game. And it is not looking good for the Saints. Already don't have your starting quarterback. And now your two best wide receivers are not playing. We know about Chris Olave not playing with a concussion, but Rashid Shaheed supposedly is getting foot surgery. And Ophis of Asgard, greetings, how are you? But now it's apparently that Shaheed, who had surgery on his foot, apparently might be now out for the remaining of the season. That remains to be seen, but he certainly will not be playing tomorrow as the Saints and Broncos kick off officially Week 7 of the NFL, as Sean Payton is making his return back to the Louisiana Superdome, where, of course, he helped the Saints become perennial contenders and, of course, culminating with winning Super Bowl 44 in the 2009 season. Obviously, revamped and revitalized Drew Brees' career. So he makes his return back to Denver, or makes his return back to New Orleans as the head coach of the Broncos, as the Elways come in as a 3-point favorite, -3, with a total of being 37.5. As
that sounds about right.
Denver comes in 3-3, the Saints come in 2-4. So, I mean, if you're Spencer Rattler, other than Alvin Kamara and Foster Monroe, who in the hell are you throwing the ball to?
It's going to be some practice squad players for sure.
So, trying to get
because I don't even know who, because they don't have Michael Thomas, right? Because he's
not on the team anymore. He's
that's what I'm saying.
On the team.
So they don't have too much of nothing.
But for the Broncos, their best defender, he will also be out with a concussion.
No,
Patrick Surtain is out with a concussion. Oh Lord, they're not going to trade him. Stop it! Good grief.
Max Crosby.
Yeah, I'm like, they're, just stop it! Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, he's the one pillar you're not going to trade. Like, it does not matter what you offer him. They're not trading him. Like, you're better off asking the Browns what you want for Myles Garrett as opposed to Max Crosby. I'm just saying.
Hey, you got to say it louder for the ones that didn't hear you on the other side.
Or, in another case, you might be probably better off asking about Zadarius Smith. I mean, good grief. As we did have some, well, I mean, we knew about one trade, but the Orchard. Now how odd is this that a Monday night game happens, and then both teams that participated in that game both make trades? Now,
yeah,
we're not going to sit here and say,
I'll one up you. Okay, you go get Adams. We'll go get Cooper. We'll one up you.
Now, that's not to sit here and say that. Well, we're not going to sit here and say that. Well, we kind of knew that the writing was on the wall on Devontae's tenure in Las Vegas. We kind of saw that.
Yes.
Okay. Came there to play with his buddy Carr, rightfully so. They've been friends forever, college teammates at Fresno State. And of course, Mizzle made the prediction on this show saying that it was going to happen.
Sure did.
But
Just like I said, he was about to get traded to the Jets. Predicted both.
and we're not getting paid for this yet, folks. So just keep that in mind. Not getting paid for this yet.
Not yet.
But
in due time.
But now, again, people getting upset and talking about why. That freed you of dead cap space. That now takes you off the books. Which now gives you a great position to have a whole lot of money under the cap.
As of right now, if it was to be, it'd be $108 million.
Okay. And not to mention, now, I know he is a sore subject. The Raider Nation. However, do you not think, and I know people like to give Mark Davis crap. I know they do. Whether it be if it's haircut, this, then the third, whatever it is.
Whatever.
But do you not think that Mark is not stupid enough to have now his part of his ownership group? You think he's not going to have him in there to close out deals on potential free agents if they want to come and sign there? Now, granted, you already got him because, obviously, in the state that I reside in, no state tax. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
It is.
There's that factor. But, I mean, do you not think that TB12 is not going to be a part of these trying to close out deals?
Yeah.
Do you think he's not going to be in the war room with Telesco? Especially in the means of trying to find a quarterback to lead this team for the next possible 5 to 10 years? Do you think he's not going to be in the war room? Now again, I understand how Raider Nation feels about that particular game that happened back in January of 2002. I understand.
Still chaps my hide.
Okay. Just like I will forever say.
That was Brady the quarterback, not Brady the businessman.
True. But what I'm trying to say is if Raider Nation can kind of put that to the side, because obviously he is invested in this franchise for a reason. What that reason is, that's between him and God and Mark Davis. But apparently he is engaged with trying to help this franchise get back to what it's been in the past. Because as I've said, for those that don't know their history, for a long, long time, the Raider franchise was a pillar in the NFL. It was consistent of winning. Now, granted, that was back in Al Davis's prime, and we all know what Al is. We can do a whole show about Al, but that's not what we're doing here. What I'm saying is, he's invested for some reason, and if I'm the nation, just let it play out. Just let it play out. And another thing, okay. And this is with anybody becoming a new head coach. They're still trying to install their program. They're still trying to get their players in there. Most of this roster is still from Dave Ziegler and Josh McDumbass.
But nobody understands that.
Okay. Let Antonio Pierce get his people in. Mm-hmm. Okay? There's a reason why he went heavy up on making sure that Marvin Lewis was a part of his staff. Marvin Lewis has been a head coach. More importantly, Marvin Lewis has been a head coach when you're trying to put your own program together. That's why AP can lean on Marvin Lewis. Be like, okay, when you was in Cincinnati and starting your program, how did you do this? Or what ways did you do it? Give it some time. Now again, I'm not a Raider fan. And here I am defending my co-host team. However,
it should be simple. Now, I want to clear some stuff up real quick for people that's been on my Facebook page. That when I put the Devontae Adams Diva thing, I don't think you clearly was understanding. Yes, he wants to go. Fine. I think I've said this multiple times. If you don't want to be here, there's the front door. Goodbye. I want players that want to be here. What I was getting at in my post about him being a diva is how he conducted business, leaving and wanting to get out the organization, causing problems within the locker room. This, that, and the third. It was just not about him requesting that trade. It was things how he went about as a veteran, as a football player, as somebody that should have conducted himself very well. Now, let's be real. We knew the hamstring injury was bullshit. That was not a real thing. You have to be on the injury list to not play. It's almost like the basketball, you can't falsify an injury to send a player out. That kind of crap. So we knew the hamstring injury was bullshit because the moment you saw him out there in New York, what's that? Running just fine, right? Jogging, looking good. Stuff like that. So, cool. We didn't do right by him, whatever. But here's the thing, though. He signed a contract to come to play with the Raiders, not to come play with Derek Carr. Quarterbacks come and go. Just like his best friend that he's playing with now left and he had to play with Jordan Love. So, miss me with that we didn't treat him right. Yeah, we did not go out there and get the quarterback, but you signed up to play with this organization. You honor your contract, no matter what it is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? But given that this is a player-driven league, they can cry now. They cried about practicing, so they don't practice no more. So they're being babied now.
Don't practice hard anyway.
Oh, well, whatever. So, cool. He didn't want to be there. Fine. Thank you for the service that you were here. Kick rocks. But you divaed your way out of this. You could have handled your business a lot of way. Like I said, read what I said instead of just seeing the word diva. There was more into what I was saying. So,
but don't get it twisted.
There.
But don't get it twisted, folks. He is a diva, as a lot of wide receivers are.
I mean, if you just listen to the way he talks on his interviews, you never hear him say anything about winning. It's about he wants to be the greatest. He wants to this, that, and the third. There was no more team. There was no team in his conversations. Him, me, him. That's a lot of what you heard. So if that's not a diva, then I'm sorry. Then whatever. But like I said,
almost sounds like T.O. I love me some me.
Exactly. So just to clear it up for those that was trying to, when I kept repeating myself and saying that's not what I was trying to say and explaining myself on the post. No, good riddance. Devontae Adams checked out last year. If y'all saw the Netflix series, that's when he checked out. He checked out in Detroit. But what is he supposed to say and what is he supposed to do? He went. I just say this. He just carried it. He just went about it the wrong way. Good luck out there. I hope he balls out because I want that second round pick. But don't get it twisted. The best thing about that trade was, like my brother said, the Jets took on his contract and they reconstructed whatever. We're not owed not a damn thing. So, bye, Devontae. Go ball out with your best friend. Good luck because that offensive line is about as atrocious as my offensive line.
The Jets are still going to jet because that's
so. You went from a 2-4 team to another 2-4 team. I get it. You're at the end of your career. You want to go play with who you want to go play with. But to me, that's not saying that you're trying to win a championship. That's about me. You're trying to pad numbers and be the greatest.
Well, Devontae, I hope you have balls. And here's why. Now, yes.
Are you going to social media? Are you going the media route?
Oh, you're damn right. Because yes, you may play your games in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Yes, you may be headquartered and you practice. Hold on. I'm actually going to get the actual where they. Hold on.
They don't play they don't practice close to the stadium?
Hold on. Most teams don't practice. Most teams don't practice in their home stadiums, but okay. Your headquarters is in Florham, New Jersey. Florham, Florham, New Jersey. Okay, you play your home games in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Okay, but understand, you play in the number one media market in the United States of America, and they don't hold back for nothing.
No, that media is pretty tough.
Okay, because if you're playing like crap, they will say it without saying what they really want to say. Cue up the doo-doo emoji right about now. Okay?
Yeah, that market is pretty. That media is
Yeah.
pretty tough out there.
Yeah. Okay? You have to have tough, thick skin to play in the New York media market. And when you start sucking, and the Jets start sucking again, don't get sensitive. This is what you asked for. We're going to go and Aaron Rodgers. Really? We're just going to throw Mike Williams under the bus? I mean, it's not surprising because this is what Aaron Rodgers do. This is what he does.
Oh yeah.
But
I guarantee you, after Mike Williams supposedly ran the wrong route, slipped whatever, that's where Aaron was like, "Get Devontae Adams here right now." Whatever it takes.
But just remember, Aaron, you kind of underthrew the ball too. But
we're not going to do that though. But how do you think this trade is going to affect that locker room a little bit? Because now the targets, how they were getting, is going to be less because now here comes Devontae Adams. Throw me the ball. I got to get my targets. Now you're going to have to tailor that because now he has to have his targets to get in the groove of football. So, you always say, even when I'm covered, I'm open. Okay, well, every receiver says that, but bro, are you really open?
But I mean, yeah, what is that going to do for a talented receiver like Garrett Wilson who's in his second year? What's that going to do for him? How is that going to, is that going to stun his growth? I mean, I was glad that they finally decided to let Breece Hall run the football on Monday because sometimes he's forgotten. And yes. Breece Hall's a talent.
Yes.
But hey, again, like I said, these are the Jets. And this is why the Jets jet. So, Mr. Hurley, why do you think the former Dookie is an absolute fool boy? And then he says, I would expect a white boy to have his team shooting threes all day. They're not a bunch of Steph Currys. Well, see, and some people got on Jay saying, don't take this job. Because you were having a fine job being the number one analyst alongside Doris Burke and Mike Breen on ESPN / the artist formerly known as ABC Sports.
I guess he needs a challenge.
Okay. Former players are competitive. They like challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why the logo did what he did.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lane. Ooh. As we go back to the Devontae situation, he chased the money more than his old buddy Carr. Well, you're not wrong on that. We'll hang a star on that one.
Well, I believe the Green Bay Packers offered him more money than the Raiders did. He just wanted out.
Mm-hmm.
Again, checked out again on another team. What does that say about your legacy, man? When times get tough, you bounce.
As much as I do not like the team that he played for, when that dang basketball team that we don't like in Los Angeles winning 17, 15 games a year. When he could play, Kobe played. And played like Kobe. He wasn't like, get me out.
He made one threat. One threat. And the Lakers took care of him the rest of his career.
Because he almost was a Clipper. He almost put on the Clippers red, white, and blue. And then the Buss family came to their senses. But other than that, hey, it's our podcast. And if I want to eat crackers, it's my right to eat a cracker. Just like my co-host likes to drink his Michelob Ultra while he's on the air. Now, we was getting paid for this. Different story.
Wait, and there's more. I'll fire up if I want to. It's my damn show. Hey, what did Martin say in the movie? If you don't like the channel, change the channel.
But I'll be ever.
All jokes aside.
Enough of this Max Crosby talk. He's not leaving. Okay. He doesn't want to leave. He wants to be there when the culture changes. But what do I know? I don't know anything. But going back to what Mr. Hurley was saying about no, they're not a bunch of Steph Currys. Now, you have a good shooter in Austin Reeves that can shoot. You do have the rookie from Tennessee that can also shoot. But here's what lies the problem for the Lakers. You have two guys, one very old, and one that has the ability to be a top 5 player if he doesn't tear himself because he's softer than Charmin. But the problem is those two gentlemen like to shoot threes.
Yes.
Sometimes a little bit too much. There's no need. How Mike always likes to get on Joel Embiid of, dog, no one can guard you in the low block, in the low post. Get your ass down there and go to work and cook.
When there's two things gonna happen, man. You go get a 3-point play, or they gonna foul you. You shooting two. You don't need to be out there jacking up the threes, but I get it. But I will have his big ass down low though, bro. Eat down there. Get their main player out.
But the question is, I mean, I don't know what kind of a roster the Lakers are gonna have. I don't know what kind of coach JJ Redick is going to be. And not to mention, you're still playing in a very loaded Western Conference because the Nuggets are still going to be in contention. You can never count out the Warriors as long as number 30 is still on that court and still being the greatest shooter God ever created. Now, it is going to be interesting to see how the Timberwolves ball like a girl. You never see me ball, Mr. Corey, but nonetheless, how are you, sir?
Is he trying to do the Sandlot?
I think he is.
I think that's the Sandlot.
That is the Sandlot.
Definitely the Sandlot.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You're killing me, Smalls.
That's a good way to come into the show.
Indeed. But we caught it. Anything else you'd like to say, Lane? Since apparently you want to...
No, somebody's in critique mode right about now.
Right. Because I guarantee there's been...
I'll piggyback like you just said. Now, this is our show to relax a little bit and pretty just shoot the shit. If we were getting paid, there would be no eating on this show.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Lane. Would you tell Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson to not smoke weed on their podcast? Well, cool. You don't have to.
We are fools. You know what? We are fools, but you're tuning in, watching it. So obviously, we must be doing something right. So just let us do what we do. Sit back and relax and watch the show, or you can change the channel. continue, Doug. We don't need to be sitting here not interacting with the guests when they're not talking sports. So let's get back on track.
Now, as I was saying, now it's interesting to see what kind of it's kind of interesting to see what kind of a team the T Wolves are going to be after they just traded Cat to the T Wolves. So it's interesting to see how
to the Knicks.
I mean, yes, leaving the T Wolves going to the Knicks. So it's going to be interesting to see how that response. I mean, now that means Gobert has nobody to protect the rim with.
I can respect Go Bulls.
Well, actually, you know what? Now that he's mentioned that, good for Lonzo Ball, man. It was good to see him back on the court tonight. It really, really was.
Yes.
Again, I don't know if he's going to make the squad, but if he does, I hope the young man can play and be effective. Because, I mean, the man has...
Was it like 2 seasons was he out? 2 seasons?
2.5, almost 3.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
2.5, almost 3. I don't think he's played... I think the last time he played in the game was damn near 2022. So good to see him back on the court playing. Like I said, hopefully he can make the squad and help in some way. Of course, with the Bulls, is Zach LaVine going to get traded? Is somebody going to take on that contract? We don't know. I know there's rumblings. There's rumblings about possibly the Kings might be getting involved to get Zach LaVine. We don't know if that's true or not.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's been talk about that.
We heard something. He had some his knees.
Well, yeah, because I mean he did shatter that knee pretty badly, and it's not like it's not. I mean, the kid has always had talent, but of course, as we talked about earlier on a previous show, basically his dad kept getting in the way. Now, we all know LaMelo. We had just got done talking about the whole Devontae situation, just a guy.
Yeah, we did.
We had just.
But feel free. But excuse me. Feel free to put your feelings, how you feel about the situation, in the chat.
Oh yes, please. By all means,
we'll respond. We'll respond back to it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yes. Yes.
Yes, the defense was always there. He always was a very good passer. Man can throw some dimes. He's almost kind of like. I mean, it's hard to compare somebody to Jason Kidd because, I mean, Jason Kidd stood out like none other. Now, that's a fair statement.
Very fair statement.
That is a very fair statement.
Very fair statement. Aaron Rodgers should have said, I'm retiring after the Vikings made me look really old and slow.
That's a fair statement because he did.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of throws. There's a lot of throws that he normally would have made, but because the footwork is not there, and I mean, let's just call it what it is. He is 40 years old. I mean, not everybody can play till they're 45 like they're Tom Brady. Okay, and as quiet as it kept, Brady kept himself in tremendous shape to play till he was 45. I mean.
Not going into a dark tree for like 30 days.
Well, some people will agree with you on that.
I did with this guy right here.
Well, that's why I keep saying the Jets are still going to be the Jets.
I mean, what did that do? Maybe winning what? Maybe one more game, possibly. And delusional. People are delusional. That offensive line, like I said, is still horrendous. The defense, the back end is not that great, so I don't know how they pick.
And not to mention, yes, you have the headache now with Devontae Adams, but you still have the headache that you've been dealing with all season with Hassan Reddick, because
they already granted him permission to seek a trade, so I guess they're trying to
up until then there was that drama.
Yeah,
you trade for the man. Y'all keep having issues in contracts. Doesn't even work out with the team because he's like, "What's the deal? Are you going to pay me or not?" Now he wants to get out, and I guarantee you he can help he can help somebody on defense right now. it possibly could be the final piece for a defensive team that feels like that they have a chance to really get to New Orleans and Super Bowl 59.
Well, if they're smart, they will get them out of the conference. They'll send them back to the
NFC, yeah,
NFC. Yep,
yeah, that
that's what
very well
I
could
look at.
that very well could happen. Um, but I mean, hey, he wanted to go be with his BFF Aaron Rodgers, which quite
Cool.
quite coincidence that he just happens to sneak behind Aaron on the Pat McAfee show. What a
Oh well, he
coincidence!
took the red eye.
I
He took
believe
the
it.
red eye out there.
I believe it.
Yeah. So that he was he. That's why when they announced it, he was already in the building taking the physical. So that lets me know that he already took his physical stuff like that. So like I said, good. I hope he makes it all pro.
Oh yeah, you
I
want that
really
second?
do.
You really want that second round draft pick?
Well, I'm pretty sure he'll damn near get it because, like I said,
Force speed,
his targets are his
Force
targets
speed.
are just gonna get. He's gonna get 12 targets, easy. Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna be looking nowhere else.
Well, good luck with that, Jets, because you do have to play the Steelers. And again, why do we keep getting the Jets on primetime football? Why? I mean,
Well, because at the time they thought they were gonna be decent, but hell, it's time to start doing some flexing around here, moving some games around that shouldn't be played.
well, yeah, I mean, I think it is week 7 to where you can flex, but
Well, it's time to start
realistically,
flexing.
realistically with the schedule, you know what? I definitely would have flexed the Vikings Lions game to Sunday night.
Oh, that's gonna be exciting.
I would have, I would have flexed that.
But you know what though? Missing Hutchinson though, man. I mean, I know that defense is still
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just not Hutchinson, but that man,
Boy,
that's just
if I'm Brad Holmes, I might make a call to the Jets and say, "What do you want for Hassan Reddick?"
well,
I'm just putting it out there.
well.
I am just putting it out there if that's the
I
case. But I
mean,
mean,
I think he should go no more than for like maybe a four or five, maybe three at the most.
well, I mean, heck, who? Well, I mean, heck, you saw what Stephon Diggs went for. He went for a 4th round draft pick.
And see, that's what I. And this is what I was trying to also. That was like this with the trade. I'm like, man, the Raiders like literally won this trade. I mean, yeah, the Jets got who they wanted, so in their eyes they wanted. But to dump the salary to get a 3 that could turn into a 2, and Stephon Diggs went for a 4,
Mm-hmm.
and Amari
Mm-hmm.
Cooper went for what, a 3 and a 7.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Devontae Adams should have got traded last year. When I heard that we got offered a 1, like a 2 or a 1 for him, I'd have been like, ooh.
Well, in other news, unfortunately, the left tackle for the Giants, Andrew Thomas, will be out for the rest of the season as a Liz Frank injury in his foot. Basically ended his season. Obviously, it sucks because he is a Georgia Bulldog, and obviously I'm a Bulldog fan, so that sucks. Um,
That's starting to go around in football too now.
yeah,
That
Liz
injury.
Frank is becoming a very
starting to make its return. Yeah.
yeah, which is unfortunate. I mean, it was very common in basketball, but now it's made.
Mhm.
I mean, heck, it's also made its way to baseball. Is Brandon Nimmo of the Mets? He's playing with a Liz Frank injury, and what I've heard is it is very painful. It's very tough to walk on. It's like you got to walk on eggshells
Oof.
when you're dealing um, with that injury, which is
And it's a small bone, isn't it? It's not like a. I've seen that it was broken down because who got it? And they did a diagram of it. I saw it on Twitter. So I mean, excuse me, X.
well, again tomorrow night, Saints Broncos on Thursday, which of course is on Prime Video or NFL Plus from the Superdome, the site of Super Bowl 59. Just to go over it again one time, Alex Plazeski, cornerback, offensive tackle, he's out with an ankle. Of course, we just talked about Patrick Surtain II. He's out with a concussion. Mike McGlinchey, don't miss him. He's questionable with a knee. Baron Browning, outside linebacker, he's questionable with a foot, and Damari Mathis is questionable with an ankle. That is the Broncos injury report. Of course, the Saints we just talked about. Chris Olave still in concussion protocol. He will not be playing. Rashad Shaheed Rashid Shaheed just had surgery on his foot, will not be playing. Um, guard Cesar Ruiz, he's out with a knee, and Pete Werner, linebacker, he's also out. Um, Doubtful, more than likely not going to play. Derek Carr dealing with an oblique. Taysom Hill still dealing with the ribs. He's doubtful. And Lucas Patrick, offensive lineman, questionable with a chest injury. And Colleen Saunders, yes, the same big man with football that got the INT on Monday night, big number 50. He's questionable with a back injury. So that's what's going on.
Wounded. It's a lot. It's a deep injury.
With the injury reports here for Week 7 kicking off with the Saints and the Broncos tomorrow. Again, don't forget we also have another London game where it is 1-5 against 1-5, or in other words, crappy team against another crappy team as the Patriots take on the Jags. Oh dear God!
No, wait. For that game.
Yeah. Definitely will be doing the Orange Cassidy. Like, you will rise your head, look at the score, and then just go back to do the Orange Cassidy for sure. Absolutely. Hello, Orange. Freshly squeezed.
Yes,
But
indeed.
what do you make of the Orchard Park Bills? In a sense, giving Josh Allen what he really needs, which is a true number one target.
Well, that's going to help out a lot, especially if they can get that running game going. Because Amari Cooper he runs routes pretty damn good, and he can hold down to being the number one. And that's also going to help out Kenyon Coleman. And is it they have Gabe? No, not Gabe Davis is gone. He's gone. Who's that number 3 receiver they got? Can't think of his name.
Well, they have Shakur, and they also got Matt Collins, who scored on.
So yeah, those are three. Your 3 and your 4 right there. So adding Cooper, man, is huge. And if he can grasp the offense very quickly and start gelling with Josh Allen, that's gonna be nice. That'll be good for the down the hall. That means they won't have to put all the pressure on Josh Allen. It should be easy
Correct.
for him to find a receiver.
Well, I'll say it like this. If I can get it up here. And it's not letting me. And I really want to know. I really would like to know why. But the running back that played well for the Bills. No, it wasn't Johnson. The rookie, Ray Davis. Ray Davis played very well against the Jets.
Didn't Frank Gore get a little bit of run too?
I know he was in uniform. Oh, I did not know Ray Davis is from the city. Born in the city.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Of course, went to Kentucky. But no, he played fantastically well, running the ball very hard for the Bills on Monday night, as James Cook did not play. So, that can also be.
That's the second straight week for no James Cook either.
Yeah. So, you got that. So, that could possibly do big things for the Bills. And the Bills also still have Curtis Samuel. So, it's definitely going to help the core of the Bills. Yeah. I don't know if it'll put the Bills over the top, but
no,
it definitely will help enhance.
But you have somebody in that wide receiver room that can take it, that can lead it now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The wide receiver room just got a lot better just with getting Cooper. So,
and Cooper's he's always been a quiet man, doesn't talk much. Lets his play on the field do the talking. I will say, even though it kind of ended too soon, but that Carter Cooper combination was fun to watch in Oakland, and it certainly came into pass in the 2016 season when Carr almost won the MVP. That combination, along with the Carter Crabtree combination, was pretty fun to watch as well. But of course, talking about.
And Crabtree didn't even come over. He was different from when he left the Niners and then he came over to Oakland. You know, and he shared pretty well with Cooper. I just think that it was time for him to just leave, and I think he understood some things. So, but yeah, Cooper and Allen is going to be nice to watch. I think you're going to see some nice passing and
All right, well,
connections with those two.
just to real quick go over the rest of the schedule for Week 7 here on this open form edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. By the way, I'm Dub. That's Mizzle. Um, and as you can see, yeet. Obviously, tomorrow. Obviously, tomorrow we got Broncos and Saints. Of course, kickoffs at 5:15 on Prime Video. Just talked about the London game between the 1-5 Patriots and the 1-5 Jaguars.
Snoozer.
Definitely a snoozer. We have the Battle of Ohio between the Browns and the Bengals.
That might be.
That's taking place in Cleveland. We got the Colts at home taking on the Dolphins. We got the Battle of the Birds between the Seahawks and the Falcons in Atlanta, which Atlanta will be given Super Bowl 62. And that will be on. No. Okay, so Super Bowl 62 will be in Atlanta. Super Bowl 61 will return to Inglewood. And that Super Bowl will be on Valentine's Day. So we have a Valentine's Day Super Bowl coming up in Super Bowl 61. And heaven forbid.
Because I'm trying to picture the halftime show. You know, they'll find some way to incorporate that into the halftime show. And I'm just trying to picture. Oh, God. Would that be her Super Bowl appearance?
Who are you talking about?
The new face of the NFL. They can't keep her name out the mouth.
Oh, God. No.
Yeah.
No. Kendrick is performing in Super Bowl 59, cuz.
Yeah. We're talking future, which is the future.
We're talking about Super Bowl 61 that makes its return to Inglewood, where the greatest halftime show took place a couple of Super Bowls ago in Super Bowl 56 between the Bengals and the Rams with Dr. Dre and friends, as I like to say.
That would be a halftime show that she probably would do.
Oh, God.
Valentine's Day? Come on now.
Aww.
Who else?
No.
I'd
rather have a hologram of Selena perform than Taylor Swift. Good Lord. That's no Swifties. I mean, it's bad enough that they were showing her and Kelsey at the doggone American League Championship Series between the Yankees and the Guardians. I'm like, for what? Why?
Now I gotta go past the timeline, and there's Kermit the Frog talking about Taylor bakes with his daughter and stuff like that. I'm like, I really don't. Why do I need to know this information?
It's like, what does it do for me?
Nothing at all.
How does that help me help you? It does not.
Deeply moved.
Oh, good old Lou Brown.
Yes, indeed.
But yes, the Yankees are up 2-0 in the best of 7 American League Championship Series, and unfortunately, the team that wears blue that plays in Los Angeles shuts out the Mets in Game 3.
I really don't want that World Series. I really do not want that. That will be up there with the Chiefs and Niners in the Super Bowl. If I have to sit here and watch the Yankees and the damn Dodgers.
It would suck. It would definitely suck. But like I said, the dislike, passion for the Dodgers it burns more. It just burns more.
Because you know why?
Why?
We still have a hold over their head that they have not won a World Series in a full season. Damn it, if they win it this year, that leverage is gone.
Correct.
They finally done it.
Correct.
They finally done it.
Which what he's saying, folks, is yes, in the record books, they let them have the bubble, 60-game season, whatever the heck you want to call it. It will go on record as they were recognized as the champion, if you will.
Just like the Lakers on the Mickey Mouse
Yes,
Trophy.
like them too.
See, and ain't that fitting? Both LA teams won half-ass championships. See, that's how they think about your damn organization. They only want to give you a damn whole-ass championship.
But it is still on record that the Dodgers have not won a full 162-game World Series championship since 1988. That is still a fact. Because even so heck, okay, so even with that said, so 2 out of the last 3 Dodger championships, 2020 and 1981, were not won in full seasons.
Well, what are you getting now?
They were not. Again, this is not ish talking. I'm just stating a fact.
That's straight facts.
2 out of their last 3 titles that they've won: 1981, 1988, 2020. Only 1988 was done in a full season, a full non-strike, non-interrupted season.
Yep.
Now that said, Mets, come back tomorrow, get your ish together,
Please do.
and let's even the series.
Yes, please. That would just make me feel.
Now,
Don't go out 8-0. Like what the?
yeah. I mean, that
showed up to play baseball on one side of the damn field.
Yeah.
Hell, this is the playoffs. Damn it! This is to get to the chip.
Yeah, it is to get to the World Series. Yes.
You got dealt a shit burger. Yes, there's a lot of Major League being referenced on the show tonight.
Yes, it is. The great tradition, indeed. But we do have double dips. We got Game 3 of the American League as it shifts now to Cleveland, as the Guardians trying to get on the board. Now, I mean, the Guardians had some chances in both games.
Yes.
But the Yankees bullpen did a fantastic job. They won Game 1 5-2. They won Game 2 6-3. And then today, or tomorrow, I should say, since we are still in Wednesday, oddly enough, because normally it would be a late night show, but it's not.
Oh man,
right? But
a full fledged like 1:30, and I'm like, man, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah. No, but at 2:08 p.m. Pacific, which is 5:08 Eastern, we get Game 3 in Cleveland, and we got Schmidt versus Boyd. That's the pitching matchup for the Guardians and the Yankees, and it's Yamamoto and Quintana for the Dodgers and Mets respectively at Citi Field. Of course, that is in prime time, 5 p.m. All right, interesting question as we go back to football. Just a Guy says, I'm not saying I don't like AP, but what does he do?
Well, you would hope. I would say, yeah. That's a very fucking great question. Does he motivate? That's what a slight coach is supposed to do. Am I correct? They'll motivate.
Mm-hmm.
They'll encourage.
Motivate, inspire, encourage, all that. I mean, here's the thing. When he was the interim coach last year, you saw the team can be themselves. Yeah. Because it just seems like with McDaniels, they were not allowed to make mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes on the football field. It happens in every game. It happens in sports, period. Players make errors. And one thing about Pierce that I like that certainly McDaniels was not is a people person. AP definitely certainly has that. He definitely knows how to communicate, because, I mean, he used to be one of them. He's played in this league. He knows what it takes to win a ring, which he did that. He gave Tom Brady.
New owner.
He gave Tom Brady his first ever Super Bowl defeat, and denied them of immortality of being the first 19-0 team. To which, of course, the 72 Dolphins, those that still remain, are waiting for the Chiefs and the Vikings to lose so they can do their
Pop
annual
bottles.
champagne popping. Although it
Mhm.
won't be the same because we did lose the great Mercury Morris earlier this year, so it'll kind of suck not having Mercury there. But I know Larry Zonka will pop the cork in his honor, I'm sure. But he knows what it takes to get there. Now, again, as we said earlier in the show, he's trying to put his program together. Now, we all know it takes 3 years to get your program together, and by
If you're
year
doing it
three,
right. If you're doing it right.
and when you get to year 3, that's when it's supposed to come together, and you're supposed to start winning. Now, if that doesn't happen, and you lose the locker room, if you need to start over again, okay, you start over again. This is year 1 of him putting his program together. Okay, Mark
With
Davis
the
is
other regimes starting
yeah.
players.
Ziegler, there's still a little bit of Ziegler and McDaniels still on this team. Okay, now you have Tom Telesco and Antonio Pierce married to each other. Okay, for lack of a better term. Okay, so now
His first three draft picks were not bad.
no.
Just
Okay,
saying.
you have a all-world tight end slip to you, who now
Let's just get rid of that OC.
who now, fair or unfair, he's now become your best offensive player in the offense.
100%.
He's now your best offensive player, and you
100%.
and he has shown why thus far. Okay,
So now you understand the reason why he was drafted while he was there.
okay. You got two young guys in DJ Glaze and Jackson Powers Johnson that are making an impact on this offensive line to help Colton
Already.
Miller. You got Jackson Powers Johnson on the other side of Colton Miller on the left side, and you got Glaze on the right side. So now work off that. Now, hopefully Zamir White can get his butt in gear and be the back that I think he can
has to
be.
find a hole. He's not. I mean, I know. Yeah, he's capable. I just not. He's not seeing the field.
Yeah, the vision has got to get better.
It's not there right now.
And don't be afraid to hit the hole.
With that speed, and also they got to start running them better. They need, like I said, he needs a little more. The toss sweeps or your strong, instead of up the middle with the dives. Like give him a counter, a few tosses. Just can't be. I mean, I know you got to establish up the middle. You're trying to be tough, but set the edge for him. Let him find the crease. But then he also has to find the cutback lane too. So
there's that. Yeah, there is that.
But I have not lost faith in AP. I didn't expect, when we said on our football show, I didn't expect much. I mean, I said I hope they would be competitive, fight for the playoff spot, that last wild card spot. But again, as you just alluded to, this is not his team yet. This is not he's building his vision. He didn't get the quarterback he wanted. They tried. You see why Washington did not bait and take the picks. Jaden Daniels is out there playing tremendous football. So I think they dropped the ball with the free agency of getting the quarterback. I don't think Minshew wasn't the answer. I think we should have rolled with Aiden from the beginning. But he'll get it together. I think he'll get it together. Just got to we can't just keep changing coaches every freaking year. Let's get some stability up in here.
But I really think in hindsight, the quarterback market this past offseason was not the best. It wasn't.
No, that's why I say we should have rolled with Aiden and let Minshew be the number 2. Because Aiden has already been there. Or it was just Aiden lost the job in camp. I don't know. But now, if you ask me what quarterback we go get now, I don't. The book is still open. I haven't been wowed by a quarterback yet.
Nobody in college has wowed you.
Nah, I mean Cam Ward is out there playing pretty good. What's the kid from Oregon, he's pretty decent. But that's
about
I
it.
mean, who
I mean, really, there's nobody out there that convinces me because I think, I mean, heck, I think even my guy in Athens, Carson Beck, I think he needs some more seasoning.
yeah. Because that one game you guys lost, he looked bad.
Oh
Like
yeah, he. I mean,
bad.
the loss against Alabama, it's bad. I still don't know how they managed to take a lead in the game only to lose it late. But there's a lot of
So
unknown with these college quarterbacks.
we might.
There
I
really
don't
is.
know who to be. Now the season is still young. Somebody can
Yeah,
emerge and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about the kid from Hookham.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. I mean, Arch is a couple of years out of the way. I mean, he showed
Yeah,
potential, but I don't think you
yeah,
take that to the NFL right now.
yeah. And he also said he wants to play all 4 years. So
See, smart kid. Well, that's
mm-hmm.
what his uncle did. I think that's what
Correct.
his uncle did. Now I
Both
don't
of
know
them.
about
Yes.
Eli. I'm gonna say, okay, his uncle and dad did it. Yep. No, uncles, both their, but he's both their uncles, both
Mm-hmm.
uncles. Not, yeah. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
They did it. So smart kid.
Yeah. They did all 4 years. I mean, I mean, he's gonna follow the same path. And I mean, now hopefully he won't do the Eli and be like, "I'm not going here," because Eli dang sure said, "I'm not going to San Diego."
Never mind. Hold on. Let me retract. I forgot that there's one quarterback that might come out.
Really
And
interesting.
no. I'm just going off what the excuse me, what my fan base and what the pundits and the media is saying.
Oh, okay.
There's a quarterback that plays for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Oh, that guy.
Since TB12 is now part ownership, and he's going to help find the next quarterback. And Shador has been in TB12's camp,
Correct.
and Tom Brady has personally trained him. So
Correct. Well, like I said, Dion, Mr. Cotton, I get it. I understand. I understand the pain.
the whole fan base, brother. The whole we deserve better.
But you've got to give the head coach a chance to put his program together
Yes.
the way he wants it. You got to let him put
Yes.
together the roster that he sees in his vision. That's not going to happen in 1 year. Okay.
And Mark has already come out and gave the stamp of approval that in the words. He said him and Telesco are building something and it's going to be special. And this is just year one.
Yeah.
So he already has the vote of the confidence from the manager. So we just got to ride the wave.
It's very hard to inherit something that you don't put together and win. And for those that do, you tip your cap and salute them. I mean,
yeah.
Because I mean, when Harbaugh first got to what used to be San Francisco back in 2011, that wasn't his players. All that was mostly from Mike Singletary and Mike Nolan, and of course, he got the ball rolling to 3 straight appearances in the NFC title game and 1 Super Bowl appearance with mainly not his roster. And then by the time he finally got the guys he wanted, that's when he started crying and complaining, and he's pushing us too high. And of course, the whole Trent Baalke and Harbaugh and Jed York drama transpired, and then we went through those 2 years of just being in the wilderness with. And then, of course, the one disaster that was Chip Kelly, which. Oh God.
Was that 2-14?
That was 2-14.
Oh, I know that feeling. Been there.
He says, I get the rebuild. Why is McDaniel's cousin calling the plays? We have 3 plays.
Brother, Hank could definitely
You're
handle something
calling Luke. You're calling Luke Getzey Josh McDaniel's cousin.
I ain't gonna disagree with that one. That is just
I don't know. I don't know what's worse, him or Adam Gase. Which one's worse?
they about even.
Run, desperate third punt. Run, desperate third pass punt.
Yep. Brother, it's the Tecmo Bowl play calling sheet. Except we just don't have Bo Jackson.
Exactly. You don't have the cheat code. The cheat code that is Vincent Edward Jackson.
It does look like Tecmo Bowl. Anyone out there that's played Tecmo Bowl?
It's one of the greatest 8-bit games of all time, folks. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh, yes. But to go back to the schedule. No, yes, but he might need.
He has a little.
He has a play sheet.
He has a play sheet. He does.
The laminated sheet of plays.
Yeah. Or what they call Andy Reid's a menu.
Yes. Yeah. That is. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere in that play sheet he's got a menu talking about. Okay, I want a cheeseburger and what those chicken nuggets.
I promise you, he probably calls into play, hey, wing tips, burnt ends, coleslaw on 3.
Yeah, double bacon cheeseburger, hold the lettuce on 2. And give me a big thing of Kool-Aid. But we got the Seahawks and Falcons in Atlanta for the Battle of the Birds. Titans on the road against the Bills. Houston on the road in Green Bay. 5-1 Texans taking on the 4-2 Packers. Very intriguing. Of course, the 4-1 Lions taking on the 5-0 Vikings.
That's gonna be good too.
In Minnesota. Yes, it is. Old habits die hard. Saquon Barkley making his return back to East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Are we there already?
To taking on the Giants.
Good night, brother, man.
Good night, Mr. Cotton. Thank you for chiming in and hanging out with us on this open form edition of the Mizzle and Dove Show.
Can't wait for the 23rd.
All right. We got the battle of former LA teams between the Rams and the Raiders. The 2-4 Raiders taking on the 1-4 Rams in Inglewood. And we have the Panthers on the road in Arlington taking on the Commanders. Of course, as mentioned on Sunday night, Jets and Steelers in Pittsburgh, with Russell Wilson perhaps getting the start for the Steelers, despite the fact that Justin Fields has guided them to a 4-2 record. 2 games on Monday night to close out Week 7 on ESPN and ABC. We have the Ravens and the Buccaneers, 2 teams at 4-2.
2 games Monday night?
2 games Monday night. ESPN and ABC will have the Ravens and Buccaneers at 5:15. Then at 6 from the big toaster that is State Farm Field in Glendale, Arizona, it is the Inglewood Chargers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. That game only on ESPN Plus.
Oh, I hope you got a Disney subscription. Oh, I do.
If you have a bundle, you're in good shape. And teams on the bye this week are the Chicago Bears and the Arlington Cowboys.
The Bears because of the lending game.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you like this. If the Commanders win the game against the Panthers, which they should, but of course it's any given Sunday.
Exactly.
But if the Commanders win, in Week 8, you will have the 4-2 Bears taking on the 5-2 Commanders. And you'll have
Put that on prime time.
Actually, it's a late game, 1:25 start it's going to be part of the late game, so it could be a big Fox game. I don't know. But
They should put the number 1s on that one. That's going to be good.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Because I don't, the Vikings and Rams on prime time. No, I'm good.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Rams might be feeling good because. Never mind. We got to get our picks in, or at least tomorrow's game.
True.
No, did we do that for Talking Ish? Did we get the picks in for that? Well, the one
we
pick?
did not. We've not done picks yet for week 7.
All right. We got to get that in.
But as I said last night, well, speaking of which, we were celebrating our good friend DJ Matstick's birthday. Again, happy birthday, Mattsticks. But
that was a different type of setup.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready for that. Oh, we got the new logo.
We got the new logo. Yes. So
let's go.
As we said on our good friends, the El Pro Jaffos, I did pick the Broncos to win tomorrow night. Because again, there's just
I did the same. Yeah.
There's no one for there's nobody for Spencer Rattler to throw to except Alvin Kamara and Foster Moreau. But I just think Sean Payton's not going to lose coming back to New Orleans. But that's just my take. But then again, please subscribe to our friends, the All Pro Jaffos, the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan on Jaffos TV on YouTube. And of course, as always, to the cousin of Creative Brothers Productions. But again, as we like to say, if you're into photography, video, editing, all that good stuff, camera work, get with them. They're looking for new people, looking to add to their crew and expand their horizons and expand their business. Again, that's Creative Brothers Productions. And this is just one of the many talents that they have done for the Mizzle and Dub Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Night Owl edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. As yes, vote for us, vote for us. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. He is Mizzle, I am Dub, and
did y'all miss us? Because we missed you.
our apology.
And we are live.
So again, our special shout out to Creative Brothers Productions. Like I said, they definitely will get you right. You just watched us about an hour and a half or a few hours ago, but every Wednesday with myself, Derek Duncan, Chris Farrow, and lately one Corey A. Smith, aka Corey Hammond. But catch us talking all things A7NFL on the other side of the ball. Every Wednesday on the Other Side of the Ball channel, part of the Other Side of the Ball network.
Guys, had me cracking up on this one.
Also, don't forget, with Alonzo Thomas, the Alliance Sports Podcast, of course, honoring his father's legacy, of course, the legendary Dr. Thomas of the Soul Patrol of the Raiders secondary in the 70s. Again, that's the Alliance Sports Podcast. And also, of course, coming to you in Mizzle's birthday month is the Winter War, brought to you by the Nevada Division.
I'll be there for one game.
Of the A7FL. And it goes a little something like this.
Winter is coming.
And he can make something magical happen here. And there goes the ball. It's going. It's going. If you're a fan.
Battles will be won.
Hold on now.
At the 30, and he
Who's going to take victory?
He's and that's what championship points matter.
It's time for war.
So, for those that would like to participate and play in the Winter War in the A7FL, you can scan that QR code right there, and it will take you to a7fl.com to where you can register, and it'll tell you everything that you need to know, possibly getting into. Oh, breaking news! What?
The full video?
Oh, baby! Oh, don't!
Already got goosebumps from just that.
Don't do that to us, cuz. Oh my God! Oh. Well, that's looking forward to something to see. Oh my goodness!
Yes, indeed.
Well, which again, if you didn't catch it, folks, because the banner was up, he says he's in. Woo, do it and do it now.
Gracias.
But also, yes, we were very privileged to be a guest on the All Pro Jafos to celebrate this man's birthday, the greatest DJ in the world, DJ Matt Sticks, ladies and gentlemen. And once again to DJ Matt Sticks, happy birthday, my guy. Hopefully the next chapter is the greatest chapter yet. And he just says, it doesn't have all the speed up parts. It's more lengthy. Oh, well, hey, I am all here for it.
Bring it. Bring it.
But yeah, I mean, that's what's going on in the Wild World of Sports again tomorrow. Game 3 of the American League Championship Series, Guardians and Yankees from Cleveland. Game 4 of the National League Championship Series between the Mets and the Dodgers. That's at 5 in prime time. You can catch that on Fox Sports 1. You can catch the ALCS on TBS. And, of course, tomorrow we got Thursday Night Football in New Orleans, Louisiana, the site of Super Bowl 59, as the Denver Broncos will take on the New Orleans Saints. And in addition, I'm pretty sure there is some college going on tomorrow as well.
I believe so.
Oh, yeah. So tomorrow we have Georgia State against Marshall. That's on ESPN2 at 4. On ESPN at 4:30, we got Boston College taking on Virginia Tech.
Ooh.
And we had, on Tuesday, we had South Alabama beat Troy 25-9. We saw MTSU, Middle Tennessee State, beat Kennesaw State 14-5. New Mexico in 2 overtimes beat Louisiana Tech 33-30. Then tonight, we had Western Kentucky beating Sam Houston 31-14. And UTEP, the UTEP two-step, beating FIU by a final score of 30-21. And then Friday, interesting. All right. Friday, we got 4 games.
Miami's playing Friday, right?
No, your team's playing Friday.
Who
against Duke.
Ooh.
But in addition to that, Fresno State heads to Reno to take on Nevada in a Mountain West Conference matchup. As mentioned, Florida State taking on Duke in Durham. Number 2 in the nation, the Oregon Ducks go on to take on the 1-5 Purdue Boilermakers. That's on Fox. And then at 7:15, Big 12 matchup, 13th ranked and undefeated BYU taking on the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. So that is your Thursday, Friday action in the world of college football.
Wonderful.
And I think that covers it. Anything else we need to cover before we call this a call tonight?
No, just want to thank everybody for chiming in. We definitely appreciate it. And
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
There's more to come.
And oh, by the way, just real quickly tonight, Liberty beat the Lynx 80-77 as the New York Liberty takes a 2-1 lead in the WNBA Finals. Game 4 will be Friday in Minnesota, to where the Liberty will try to end the series and win the WNBA title. Just wanted to go off that real quick. And also, last week of NBA preseason wrapping up, as of course the season for real gets started on Tuesday, the 22nd, to where the Celtics will raise the banner as they will host the New York Knickerbockers. And in prime time, it will be the Timberwolves playing that team that we do not like in LA that wears purple and gold. That's on Tuesday, And then everybody else gets it on Wednesday the 23rd. The Trailblazers will open up the season against our beloved Golden State Warriors. So we start off the season in the Pacific Northwest as freshly squeezed mixed appearance. The Sixers open up their season at home against the Bucks. That's on ESPN at 4:30. And the other ESPN game will be the Phoenix Suns taking on the Inglewood Clippers. And I will tell you what, folks, the Intuit Dome, yeah. Oh, yeah. That scoreboard they have, oh, my goodness.
So it sounds like a trip that needs to be made.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely have to make a trip to Inglewood, California to check out the Intuit Dome. Not necessarily to watch the Inglewood Clippers, but just to say that, hey, we went to the arena at the home of the Inglewood Clippers. But thank you for hanging out with us, folks, on this Open Forum 257th edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. Again, Yankees and Dodgers up in their respective series in the AL and NLCS. Thursday Night Football coming to you tomorrow with the Saints of the Broncos from the Superdome in New Orleans on Prime Video with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. But nonetheless, one more thing. The music that you're hearing right now, folks, is brought to you by this fantastic, talented, individual young man. So if you want a beat, kind of like what you're hearing right now, YouTube, IG, SoundCloud, Discord, the Super Dope Beatmaker, there are all his tags. He will collaborate and make music with you. That is the Super Dope Beatmaker. But thanks to everyone for chiming in and hanging out with us as we're going to go take naps now.
Yes.
And we appreciate the support. And as always, it's 5 o'clock some damn where. And you have been watching episode number 257 of the Mizzle and Dub Show. Yeet.